What's going on YouTube? This is BMCool247 and here's my Joey Wheeler character deck, combining some old school cards and new school cards for Joey Wheeler. Let's go ahead and get started. This is in my battle tin that I have here off to the side that you can get on Etsy. Obviously there's three other ones, Yugi, Kaiba, and Pegasus, and these four decks are meant to be played against each other, about 40 cards each. So let's go ahead and dive into it. First we have Red Eyes Black Dragon. Joey's main card, Vanilla Monster, nothing too crazy there. It is going to be potentially used for a fusion material, so definitely wanted to still incorporate Joey, his red eyes, and his love for polymerization. Jinzo the Machine Menace is one of the newer cards that came out in the one with Merrick booster box. And essentially the effect works well with a Jinzo. If you have a Jinzo in your hand or graveyard, you can do a quick effect to tribute this card and special summon that Jinzo. So in case this was about to be destroyed, you can swap them out for a regular Jinzo. And then it destroys all traps your opponent controls, even if it's set. So that's crazy. And he's easy to get out because only if a trap is face up on the field or in either graveyard. So that's just one trap is used in the game, then you pretty much can get him out. Then there's Jinzo. We'll need to explain what Jinzo does. So there's Jinzo, one of my favorite cards that Joey uses. Meteor Dragon, vanilla, and this is meant to fuse out your Meteor B Dragon with that red eyes. Fiend Mega Cyber, one of Joey's cards. You can just special summon it easy, which is why I have it in the deck. This is probably one of the best cards in this deck. One of the newer cards as well, secret rare. Giltia the D-Knight Soul Spear, which allows you to bring him out pretty much easily if you control no monsters. And then you can banish a monster your opponent controls with higher attack than this card too when he does come out. So that's kind of broken. In addition to that, you can discard a card to add either your Red Eyes to your hand, Jinzo to your hand, or a level 5 Water Warrior monster, which is essentially the Fisherman, Legendary Fisherman, but I don't actually have that in the deck. Otherwise, you can use all three effects here. So that card is a very good, makes the deck sync very well with each other. Command Knight technically is not one of Joey's cards. It's one of the only cards in this entire battle tin that doesn't have, that he actually doesn't have, but it works so well in this deck because it boosts his warrior monsters, and this is also a fire monster that works well with the Blue Flame Swordsman, which I'll just dive into here next, and that just helps warrior fire monsters as well if this guy were to die. Goblin Attack Force, one of Joey's cards. Hayabusa Knight. There's some equipped spells in here, so you can equip one to him so he can attack twice with more power. Rocket Warrior, Gearfried, Accelerator Vanilla. They need to make an Accelerator with an effect. Maybe there is one, I don't know. 100 Dragons in here. Essentially just boosts himself in attack, and he can special summon. If there's a card that was special summoned from the extra deck, he can kind of like give some defense for that, or give it some recovery action there. Copycat. It's actually a pretty good card. If there's a Blue Eyes out, you just play this and crash into the Blue Eyes. Penguin Soldier is really good. Black Dragon's Chick, or Red Eyes B Chick. Little Wingard. Alligator Sword. Time Wizard, and 2 baby dragons, because you can fuse this to Thousand Dragon, or you can fuse that to Alligator Sword, which are right here. And then we're going to go into our spells. Every one of these decks have these main 3: Back Row Removal, Monster Reborn, and Pot of Greed. Shield and Sword. Scapegoat. Lightning Blade, he has a bunch of warriors in here, boosted up by 800 attack. Graceful Dice. Giant Trunade. Dice Foon, it's like a MST except a little risky. Red Eyes Fusion, so this is the first fusion card that could bring out your Meteor B Dragon. That's essentially what it does, and once you draw this card, you can immediately use. You don't even have to have the materials in your hand to use it. And then there's Dragon's Mirror, which fuses from the graveyard. So all three of these are dragons. Although, if you do use Red Eyes Fusion, this is the only Meteor B dragon in the deck. So in the extra deck, so Dragon's Mirror is going to have to be used for these other two here. I didn't put polymerization in here because it's too. It didn't. I play tested it so many times and it just couldn't work out. It didn't make sense. It was never worth it to pitch 3 cards for one of these 3. And it was hard to get all 3 combo pieces, so I just left it out and used these 2 fusion pieces instead because it's easier, more effective, and you still get that old school feel of fusion summoning. Next we have the trap cards: Grave Robber, Magical Arm Shield, Trap Hole, Nutrient Z, Kunai with Chain, Skull Dice, and Melmorph. So I don't really need to explain those. The monsters are where it's really at, and that one has a lot of synchronization with each other. And as you can see, most of these are effect monsters, so you always have an option during your plays to do something to give you options to have a back and forth with your opponent, as opposed to if these were mostly vanilla monsters. Like my other character, Old School, draw 2, summon 2 decks. Those are that's why you need to draw 2, so to have more action. So, but this is something you can play without that, and added, as you can tell, a lot of the newer stuff to that are still Joey related. Joey used to help support it. So, hope you guys like this. I will be having the Yugi, Kaiba, and Pegasus one coming up right next, so you can maybe make your own character decks in the this. I don't even know what format to call this, in this Battleton format that I'm making here. Alright, thanks for watching.